Hi everyone! Big news today about the Beatles 150 series, which I know is going to make you very happy. You saw me open the last mail I received, and if you haven't yet, here's the link. And you remember that the last piece of mail in the stack was actually a gift from Vlad. The Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band vinyl album. The physical thing in my hands. Well, now, he didn't allow me to look at it then, let alone read or listen to anything from it. So even though I got to hold it in my hands, it stayed in the bag, so I didn't even get to see the cover. Why? Well, it's because he decided for me to listen to the entire album uninterrupted, which means he overrode his selection, and part of that whole process was getting to see the album for the first time. He calls this album the art piece called Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. That lets you know how much he really likes this album. And I did! I listened to the entire album in one sitting, and it was a really great experience. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, with a little help from my friends, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, When I'm 64, She's Leaving Home, of course, which I actually heard for the first time way back at the very beginning of this Virgin Rock journey. And of course, A Day in the Life, just to name a few that I can recall off the top of my head. Almost 1.5 amazing Beatles hours, and it didn't even feel like it was half that long. Of course, sadly, we can't publish that video here because of the copyright issues we face with the Beatles music, but you can find it on my Patreon and Ko-fi pages, available for Allegro Vivace and higher. And the good news doesn't stop here. Since Vlad's song selection for this 150 series was kind of messed up by me listening to the entire album, we've decided that from now on, through the end of the Beatles discography, I will listen to each album complete in chronological order. So the Beatles 150 series has now become the Beatles Complete series. Of course, preserving my tradition, after I listen to an entire album, I will then take the time to go through each song before moving on to the next one, so we won't miss the whole experience that we've all come to enjoy so far. And there's more. And this is especially for those of you who have complained, sometimes vehemently, that Vlad has skipped some of your favorite songs from the past albums. When I reach the end of the complete discography, I will go back to the very beginning and listen to the first albums complete, and then dig into each song that I have skipped to date. I like this idea a lot because having experienced the Beatles' development all the way to the end, I will then have a completely different perspective when returning to their early work. And I'm really excited this series has turned into this, especially after listening to the complete Sgt. Pepper's album, which was truly incredible. There were so many surprises and unexpected twists and turns. So even though this series had a short delay over the past few weeks, I guess I will get by with a little help from my friends. I'll see you soon.